What up, y'all? This is your boy, Mr. Danson, Ray Melo, and you're listening to the Entertainment Report on iHeartRadio for Wednesday, May 13th, 2015, delivering some of the major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook or on Twitter, facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Melo, that's RayMelo, or on Twitter at The Enter Report. You can listen to the show anytime you want on iHeartRadio. Just go to iHeart.com and search for The Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to the page. CBS announced the rest of its pickups and cancellation earlier this week, with the exception of CSI, because the network was reporting working on a finale plan for next season. Canceled programs on America's Most Watched Television included Stalker and Battle Creek, while The Good Wife, The Odd Couple, CSI Cyber, Blue Bloods, NCIS Los Angeles, Person of Interest, and Hawaii Five-0 were renewed. Those latest renewals followed the previous announced returns of Madam Security, NCIS New Orleans, Scorpion, The Big Bang Theory, Mike and Molly, Mom, and Two Broke Girls. Last week, CBS gave series orders to a number of new shows, including adaptations of feature films Rush Hour and Limitless, and Criminal Minds spin-off Criminal Minds Beyond Borders. CSI launched in 2000 and became an instant hit. During its few first seasons, the show averaged an impressive 25 million viewers a week. Former cast members include William Peterson, Marge Heidenberger, and Gary DeJordan. The last season finale ends with Nick Stokes, George Adas headed to San Diego, and Julia Feeney, played by Elizabeth Shue, in a coma. CBS decided to cancel CSI Criminal Scene Investigation after a 15-season run and ending the series with a 2-hour TV movie, the network announced on Wednesday. William Peterson, the drama's original leading man, will return to reprise his role as Gil Grissom, along with Marge Heidenberger, for the movie airing September 27th. After the conclusion of CBS's flagship program, current series stars Ted Danson will join Patricia Arquette on CSI Cyber. CBS scheduling head Kelly Call told reporters, "It's easy to forget that this was one of the longest-running dramas in television history and really important to the network. I'm really happy that we can send it off the right way." The announcement was made during a Wednesday morning press breakfast at Black Rock's Studio 19 in New York City. Breakfast and executive Q&A preceded CBS Upfront presentations, which is slated for the 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at Carnegie Hall. CSI is the second longest-running scripted non-animated primetime series behind Law & Order Special Victims Unit and is the 7th longest-running scripted U.S. primetime TV series overall. Marvel is courting Selma filmmaker Ava DuVernay to direct one of its diverse superhero movies, which includes Black Panther and Captain Marvel. Multiple individuals with knowledge of the situation have told The Wrap. Insiders suggest that Black Panther due first in July 2018 is the most likely possibility. Marvel has had discussions with DuVernay about taking the reins of one of its marquee comic book properties, and while the studio is considering other directors, there's a mutual interest in having her join the MCU. Marvel's courtship surfaced on the same day that the American Civil Liberties Union asked states and federal agencies to investigate Hollywood's hiring practices at major studios, networks, and talent agencies. The ACLU has alleged rampant and intentional gender discrimination in recruiting and hiring female directors. A woman has never directed a Marvel movie, though the company did hire Patty Jenkins to direct Thor: The Dark World. Following creative differences, she was eventually replaced by Alan Taylor. Jenkins recently replaced Michelle McLaren as the director of Wonder Woman at Warner Brothers, which has been eager to beat Marvel to the proverbial punch when it comes to diversity within its comic book movie universe. Insiders told The Wrap that Marvel's intended on hiring an African-American director for Black Panther and a female filmmaker for Captain Marvel. DuVernay's hiring would make her Marvel's first African-American and first female director, which would no doubt double as public relations boon for the company. Black Panther is set to star Chadwick Boseman as T'Challa, the Prince of Wakanda, who must take over his father's throne and avenge his death. Captain Marvel follows a woman named Carol Danvers, who receives powers after encountering an alien from the Kree Empire. Slated for release on November 2nd, 2018, the film is Marvel's first female-driven superhero movie and will be written by Nicole Perlman, who wrote Guardians of the Galaxy, and Meg LaFleur, who wrote Inside Out. DuVernay has actual experience with comic book movies, sort of. Back in her publicist days, she did promotional services for Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2, which inexplicably remains her top credit on IMDb's Pro, despite the fact that Selma, which she directed, was Oscar nominated for Best Picture and won a slew of other awards from critics and guilds. There was an outrage throughout Hollywood when DuVernay failed to receive a Best Director nomination from the Academy, and she has been in high demand ever since the world premiere of Selma moved to its audiences to tears. DuVernay is developing a TV series for Oprah Winfrey's own network based on the book Queen Sugar, and recently wrapped CBS's civil rights drama pilot for Justice. She has also set up an untitled Hurricane Katrina movie at Participant Media that will star her fellow producer, David Oyelowo. DuVernay made her directorial debut with the 2008 documentary This is the Life, before moving on to narrative filmmaking with the 2010 indie drama I Will Follow. Her breakthrough film was 2012 Middle of Nowhere, after she was hired to direct the Martin Luther King Jr. movie Selma for Paramount, Oprah Winfrey's Harpo Films, and Brad Pitt's Plan B Entertainment. DuVernay did not immediately respond to the request for comment. Keith Olbermann, who has been suspended both at MSNBC and ESPN, had some advice for suspended NFL star Tom Brady. Olbermann began, "Tom, relax. We've all been suspended. Take it from me, Tom. Please don't appeal your suspension." The ESPN host said Brady should fire his agent, who suggested there was a conspiracy against his client. Olbermann criticized Brady for not willingly handing over his phone during the investigation, which might have lessened his suspension. He said, "Tom, fire this guy. You still have time to salvage something out of this. Admit this happened. Say that it was an isolated incident. Take the blame. Make a large charitable donation. Go to ball inflation rehab and ask Goodell to please not punish the rest of the team and the Patriot fans for what you did with such a harsh suspension." The Deflategate saga and Brady's suspension has been a media fixture since the Wells report was released last week, indicting Brady as knowing his footballs were being deflated before the Patriots-Colts AFC Championship game in January. Olbermann's sarcasm about being suspended stems from his most recent suspension, in which ESPN suspended its host from an inappropriate Twitter exchange he had with Penn State students. The contestants on American Idol are just one episode short of fulfilling their dreams or having their hopes shattered. But first, another aspiring star was given sad news on Tuesday when Jack Coles was eliminated, meaning that Clark Beckman, 22, and Nick Fardini, 29, will be competing in the finale for the second to last season. Fox revealed Monday morning that Idol will be returning for one last gap next year, concluding its run with a 15th season. On a conference call with reporters, Fox TV Group co-chairman and CEO Gary Newman said making the call was a tough one. He said it was not easy. It was not an easy decision, he said, calling Idol a vital part of Fox's success in the new millennium. However, as soon as host Ryan Seacrest delivered his own bad news to Jax, it was back to business on Tuesday as Beckham blast outed Ray Charles' Georgia on My Mind and Fardini sang Matchbox 20's Bright Lights. Next up, creator Simon Fuller had them sing Bill Withers' Ain't No Sunshine and Jason Mraz's I Won't Give Up, respectively. Of course, the songs the fans are curious to hear are the singles the contestants will record if they are crowned the winner. Begum opted for a song called Champion, while Fardini's is titled Beautiful Life, both of which are fun radio fodder typicals of American Idol victors. Whoever wins will be crowned the 14th American Idol and the second to last winner during Wednesday's finale episode, which airs tonight on Fox at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And in a related story, American Idol judge and singer Jennifer Lopez will begin the Las Vegas residency, first reported last fall in January 2016, the singer and actress announced on Tuesday. Lopez will appear at the Axis Theater at the Planet Hollywood Resort and Casino beginning January 20th. She will play 19 shows over the course of January, February, May, and June. Tickets go on pre-sale from American Express card holders on Wednesday and become available to the general public on Saturday. Lopez's announcement comes on the heels of Fox's cancellation of American Idol after its upcoming 15th season. Lopez has served as a judge on the singing competition since 2011. Lopez will join a growing list of pop performers to take up a standing gig in Sin City. Britney Spears currently heads her own show, which is also in the Axis Theater. Mariah Carey also recently opened her new Vegas act at Caesars Palace. While Lopez has not made any final decisions on what her act will include, she told USA Today that the possibilities are endless. The singer said, "There's a lot of different things over the years people have come to know me as, and so many different things we can delve into." She also added, "We haven't started exactly, but in my mind, I know it's going to be a multifaceted, high-energy kind of block party." There are only 3 couples left standing by the end of Tuesday night's episode of ABC's Dancing with the Stars after one of the hottest competitors was cut. Olympian Natishka Lukin won't be going for gold after getting eliminated along with partner Derek Hugh and substitute pro dancer Sasha Farber. Lukin lamented after she was given her marching orders, I kind of thought last night was a magical night, despite being on top of the leading board following her Vietnamese waltz on Monday. The results show feature recaps from the season of all 4 semifinalists, showing their highs, lows, fails, and tantrums from season 20. The episode also previewed another song and dance extravaganza from the Disney family as stars of Teen Beach Movie 2 comes on the show for a special performance. Coincidentally, one of those multi-talented actors is Ross Lynch, Riker's brother, who appears in the musical sequel along with Malia Mitchell, Grace Phillips, Garrett Clayton, and John DeLuca. For older viewers, Flo Rida put on an impromptu performance. The remaining contestants, Riker Lynch, Rumor Willis, and Noah Galloway, will be competing for the Mirror Ball next week ahead of the May 19th finale episode. Dancing with the Stars airs Mondays and Tuesdays at 8 p.m. on ABC. John Oliver shot down the notion that he's a journalist during an interview with Fusion host Jorge Ramos. Ramos said to Oliver, "You have more credibility than most journalists here in the United States and I would have in many other countries." Ramos said to Oliver, who recently interviewed NSA leaker Edwin Snowden for his HBO show Last Week Tonight. Oliver said, "No, I'm a comedian," and then explained that if he is considered a journalist, that there's a problem with the industry. Oliver concluded, "But that is more an insult to the current state of journalism than it is a compliment for the state of comedy." The comedian also said there's not a huge difference in what he's doing compared to what Jon Stewart does. He says, "All I'm doing now is trying to use the comedic muscles he gave me." He also added that since incoming Daily Show host Trevor Noah shouldn't try to replace Jon Stewart, but instead do his thing. Now, in a related story, Jon Stewart ripped into some of the newest Republican candidates Tuesday, saying special scorn for Jeb Bush, who hasn't even formally announced it yet. The Daily Show host played a clip of Bush telling Fox News anchor Megyn Kelly he would have still invaded Iraq, knowing what he know now. Stewart said, "When an Iraq war question starts with knowing what we know now, hell yes, I'll still do it," is not an unacceptable response. "Sure, I'd get on the Titanic again. At the time, I had a terrific buffet." Stewart said Bush will get into trouble long-term if he keeps mentioning his brother's name on the campaign trail. Long-term mentioning his brother's name is like wearing a I F Dogs t-shirt during your campaign, he said. "You might be appealing to a small fringe of dead enders, but most people don't want another dog ever for president." The media has jumped on Bush's comments since his Fox interview Monday. He backtracked, saying he misheard the question. Naomi Rapace, the star of The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, has signed on to play iconic opera singer Maria Callas in the featured biopic Callas. It was announced Wednesday by Content Media. Nikki Caro, who wrote McFarlane USA, is attached to write and direct Callas, which is based on Alfonso Signori's biography Too Proud, Too Frail. Content Media will handle world sales for Callas and introduce the project to distributors for the first time at the Cannes Film Festival. The biopic is centered around the passionate relationship Callas had with billionaire Aristotle Onassis over nearly 2 decades. She's considered one of the most important and recognizable opera legends of all time and was always one of the most emotive and visually dramatic. Guido De Angelis, the president of De Angelis Group, said, quote, "This movie is about an extraordinary woman whose deepest desire is to lead an ordinary life with the man of her choice. Callas was La Divina, a goddess who just wanted to be a normal woman. She found out she couldn't. It sounded like an ancient myth." Nikki Caro immediately identified and superbly built into the script this epic, deeply emotional and dramatic quality of the story, and we are absolutely thrilled that Naomi has come on board. As she is dreaming casting for Callas, we're convinced she was able to embody the indomitable spirit of such an important international icon. Jaime Carmichael, who's the president of film at Content, said, "We fell in love with Callas instantly. It's such an emotional and powerful story of one of the world's greatest romances, and we're certainly that audiences around the world will be charmed and entranced by the passion, beauty, and operatic splendor of this epic tale. Red Paces is a British Academy Awards nominated actress who earned mainstay leading status with The Girl with the Golden Tattoo, and has gone to star in such hit films as Prometheus opposite Michael Fassbender and Charlize Theron, Sherlock Holmes: A Game of Shadows opposite Robert Downey Jr. and Jude Law, and The Drop opposite Tom Hardy. Facebook's long-awaited plan to direct host articles from news organizations begins on Wednesday. The self-hosted editorial edition called Instant Articles will feature news from 9 media organizations, including the New York Times, BuzzFeed, NBC News, the BBC, The Guardian, and National Geographic. The program will begin with a few articles, but is expected to expand quickly, according to the New York Times. Instant articles will load up 10 times faster than they normally would on a smartphone, which currently takes up 8 seconds, and those with iPhones will see glossy cover videos and photos tagged with map coordinates. Chris Cox, Facebook Chief Product Officer, said on the company's media site, fundamentally, this is a tool that enables publishers to provide a better experience for their readers on Facebook. Instant articles let them deliver fast, interactive articles while maintaining control of their content and business models. Along with increased speed, the new option allows users to bring the story to life by zooming in, exploring higher resolution photos by tilting the phone, watching autoplay videos while scrolling through stories, exploring interactive maps, listening to audio captions, and commenting on individual parts of an article inline. When it comes to advertising, news publishers can either sell and embed ads in the articles and keep all revenues, or allow Facebook to sell ads for which they would get 30% of the profit. The social media mogul is also permitting news companies to collect data about the people reading the articles with the same tools they use to track visitors to their own sites, reported The Times. Mark Thompson, president and CEO of the New York Times Company, said, "The New York Times already has a significant and growing audience on Facebook. We're participating in instant articles to explore ways of growing the number of times users on Facebook, improving their experience of our journalism, and deepening their engagement." He also added, "We have a long tradition of meeting readers when they are, and that means being available not just on our sites, but on the social platforms frequented by many current and potential Time users." Instant Articles is initially launching on Facebook for iPhone with a special set of stories published by the New York Times, BuzzFeed, National Geographic, NBC, and The Atlantic, with more partners being developed over the coming months. Many moviegoers are still haunted by the harrowing Russian roulette scene from the 1978 war epic The Deer Hunter. Thankfully, Jimmy Fallon's version of the game, Egg Russian Roulette, is far less deadly but almost as messy. Anna Kendrick was challenged to a round on Tuesday's episode of The Tonight Show as the pair went head-to-head with a dozen eggs. 8 of them were hard-boiled, but 4 of them were raw, fully loaded. According to the high-pitched introduction, uncooked, untamed by fire, the first to smash 2 raw eggs on their head is the loser. The Perfect Pitch 2 star admitted she didn't feel good with her first choice, but fortunately she chose wisely. So did Fallon as the tension mounted. After plenty of smack talk, including a quip about Tom Brady's eggs being deflated, Fallon smashed a raw one all over his face. At least when Kendricks got one with live ammo, she said it was good for her hair. The actress came out the window as her host was literally left with eggs on his face. And finally, Adam Sandler dusted off his guitar to sing a song to departing Late Show host David Letterman on Tuesday. Sandler, who gained fame earlier in his career for singing comedic tunes like the Hanukkah song and Lunch Lady Land, paid tribute to the late-night host with a song titled "There's No Better Man Than Good Old David Letterman." Here's a listen to the song.
There simply is no better man than good old David Letterman, and no one gets Julia Roberts' face redder than a flirty David Letterman. He's leaving after 30 years, and you know he will be missed. If you like gap-toothed men in double-breasted suits, he's number 1 on your top 10 list. He won't have to pick up the phone anymore when Les Moonves calls him up. He'll finally have time to take Jay Leno out for coffee, then secretly pee in his cup. There simply is no better man makes my mother wetter than... David Letterman. Okay, Mom, I told them. I hope you're happy. Sorry. Okay. What's going on here? Seems like yesterday when I was 14 and you looked like a freshman at Ball State. Now your hairpiece is full of gray and I'm 48. I can't believe at night when we're watching Stephen Colbert, you'll be tucked in bed under the sheets. Pets with stupid trips will have no place to go, while Paul Schaefer and the band sell crack on the streets.
Just
Yeah, boys.
no truer. No truer has ever been spoken.
Okay. There simply is no better man than our hero, David Letterman. I can't thank you enough for all you've done. And I'm sure I ain't the only one, 'cause you paved the way for every late night show. Both Jimmy should get on their knees and blow. You kisses. No more interviewing Heidi Klum or Cheryl Teagues. Now you're just the oldest dad at Little League. And when you say goodbye and take your final drive in your Ferrari full of stolen office supplies, and we watch you go with eyes full of tears, I hope the cops pull you over and drag you back here for 30 more years. 'Cause you're the king of comedy, our best friend on TV. And I'll miss you. Yeah, buddy, I'll miss you. The whole world's gonna miss you. David Letterman.
And that is your entertainment report for Wednesday, May 13th, 2015. I'm your host, Mr. Downtown Ray Melo. I'll be back tomorrow to deliver some of the major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook or on Twitter, facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Melo, that's RAYMELO, or on Twitter @The Enter Report. You can listen to this episode or any previous episodes of The Entertainment Report on iHeartRadio anytime you want. Just go to iHeart.com, search for The Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to our page. Have a great day, everybody. I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.